Good morning. Once again, we come to the chemistry classes. So there's a good response from all the students, those who are in need of chemistry. And we told about very different chapters: organic, inorganic, and physical. In physical, we had completed solids, and in organic, haloalkenes and haloarenes, and in inorganic we started chemical kinetics only except numericals. We did all the things, the graph, plotting the graph of the different order of reactions. Except that one, we have learnt the numericals and some graphs. So today I want to explain few definitions which are comes under chemical kinetics. I try to convey all the definitions. Just you go, it will be helpful for you for 1 mark questions and 2 mark questions. Even in the third, the deep, if the question is divided, you will get in that also the 2 mark questions. So first you understand in which question does the chemical kinetics come, and then you try to follow that all the pattern of the question paper and the blueprint of the question paper. Okay, today I start. And here's a chemical kinetics is the branch of science that deals with the rate of chemical reactions, mechanisms, and influence of the catalyst and other factors on the rate of the reaction. So this is the chemical kinetics. Then in this one, why do we study the chemical kinetics? As a one important question, that scope of chemical kinetics. Just I tell 2 points. The first one, it parameterizes the rate of reaction. Second point, the reaction mechanisms, that is stepwise process that we can learn very easily. The breaking of bond and formation of bond and using the kinetic data. So that's about the second point. And the third one is that it helps to predict the reaction rates of the molecular fundamentals. To predict the molecular fundamentals, we have to study chemical kinetics. This is very important. Those who are facing CET and NEET, some other few points will be there in the scope. Helps us to determine and to describe the conditions to alter the rate of reaction. We have to study chemical kinetics. So this is the scope of chemical kinetics. One thing you should remember, first one, it parameterizes the rate of reaction, and the second one is the reaction mechanism, stepwise reaction mechanisms, and the third one is it helps to predict the rates of the molecular fundamentals, rates from the molecular fundamentals, and the last one is helps to describe the conditions to alter the rate of reaction, whether it is too fast or to slow down or neutralize. For these reactions it helps. So just to remember how that one, the different the scope of the chemical kinetics there. Dear student, I tell you, you are studying for gaining all the knowledge regarding the chemical kinetics. Just you are not only to prepare for the examination. Preparing of the examination is one side and gaining of the knowledge is another one. If you cover that complete chemical kinetics, definitely you will score whatever the allotted marks, 8 or 7 are there. So this is about the chemical kinetics and scope of chemical kinetics. I think you are clear. I cleared that one concept, chemical kinetics, and scope of chemical kinetics. And the third one is the types of reactions. Very clear about the types of reactions. In the chemical reactions, what are the different types of the chemical reactions will come, the fundamentally. So first one is an reactions based on the speed. If on the basis of the speed, we can classify the reactions into two types. First one is an instantaneous reactions. The second one is slow reactions and the moderate reactions. It's very clear. Instantaneous reactions, slow reactions and moderate reactions. Just to remember, you need not ask in the examination what do you meant by slow reactions and other things. Just to remember the basic concepts of chemical kinetics. Here instantaneous means the name itself tells the reaction which occurs less than 1 second. If the reaction occurs less than 1 second, that is called an instantaneous reaction. Again, here's the two types of reactions. Just I quote it here. Many reactions are there. Just I quote two examples. The first one is precipitation reactions. We can give that many general reactions also. The sparkling of the gas, LPG gas, is an instantaneous reaction. Again, the bomb, hydrogen bomb, exploding of hydrogen bomb, it is also an instantaneous reaction. That is general. But particularly to the chemical kinetics, we just go through the reactions. That is silver nitrate and sodium chloride. Precipitation of silver nitrate into silver chloride. Dear students, clearly remember this one. Precipitation of silver nitrate into silver chloride. That's very important. And same type we can go for that one. Barium chloride into barium sulfate. Just to remember. No need to write the equations for that one. If you want to equation for your higher studies and for your gaining extra knowledge, you can go through the different aspects. But just remember, instantaneous reaction, silver nitrate into silver chloride, barium chloride into barium sulfate. So these are the example for the instantaneous reactions. And here's the second one is neutralization reaction. Whenever we go through the neutralization reactions, we know that one acid plus base gives rise to salt and water. Here we go for that one, the neutralization reaction. It is a very common reaction. Acid plus base gives rise to salt and water. So just to go for acid and base. Acid we take an HCl and base is NaOH. HCl plus NaOH. Acid plus base gives rise to salt and water, NaCl and water. This is a neutralization reaction. It is also an instantaneous reaction. It takes place less than a second. So if the quantity is there, then you have to go for, but it takes place less than a second. The next one is slow reactions. What do you mean by slow reactions? Just I go very clear definitions, dear students. Just to go through all the students who are preparing for the examinations for the next coming PU board exams. Then here is slow reactions. How do you go for slow reactions? The reactions which takes few days to few months or years also, or more than that also. That reactions are called slow reactions. Example, rusting of iron. It takes place the days. Formation of rocks, many long period, that's maybe years. Then photosynthesis, it also takes place the many days. Just to remember that then the formation of the rock, it is a very long process. The formation of rock, forming a granules by that the natural things, and then they form it and then go for the formation of the rock. As you know, one example in that one, how that the process will be takes place, and that the devastating of the soil layers also. The soil particles also going to lose their place. Then we know that one in geographical area, continental drift. We know that one continental drift. That is also in one of the reaction. This is about the formation of rocks or maybe a devastation of the rock particles also. That's about the soil particles. So these are about the slow reactions. Just once again I mentioned, we are learning type of reactions. The first one is instantaneous reactions. Example, silver nitrate into silver chloride and barium chloride into barium sulfide. This is for the instantaneous reaction for the precipitation reactions. In that second one, neutralization reaction, acid plus base gives rise to salt and water. In the slow reactions, rusting of iron, formation of rocks, photosynthesis. That's all. Then go for moderate reactions. Just an example. Just you are preparing your mind to go for that chemical kinetics. Moderate reactions. What about the moderate reactions? The reactions which takes few minutes to hours. See, moderate in between of that slow and the instantaneous reactions. So that's moderate reactions. The reactions which takes few minutes to hours. Here's the different examples are there. Just to keep one example, at least one example, you can remember that remaining concept. It will make you to learn the other things. If you have definitely learn one concept, that will definitely bring you to that another concept. If you are losing the concentration in even learning in the definition or even learning in one example, definitely it's not a good sign for the learning. So go for with a good learning, with a good example, the good definition and one example. Definitely it will bring you to the other examples. Then again, the moderate reactions example is hydrolysis of esters. We know that esters are forming RCOOR, the function group what you had learned in the first year. Hydrolysis of ester, that reaction is very clear. Water and ester, hydrolysis of ester. So ethyl acetate and water, hydrolysis of ester gives acid and alcohol. Again one more the general reaction is there. Ester plus water gives rise to acid and alcohol. This is a common reaction that what we have to learn basically as a chemistry students. So it's very clear. Then second one is decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Just little difficult, but just you have to remember. As you are learning the first year and second year, that's you have to remember hydrogen peroxide H2O2. Then it converted into water and oxygen particle. That's a decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Similarly, decomposition of phosphorus pentachloride. Phosphorus pentachloride is then you know that PCl5. Phosphorus pentachloride, penta 5 chloride. The phosphorus pentachloride atom get deposited and the decomposition, and after the decomposition it forms the two molecules, that's a PCl3 and Cl2. So this is about the decomposition reactions. So these are about the basic, and I come to that one, the rate of reaction. Again I come to that rate of reaction. What is the rate of reaction? How do you go for that rate? Rate means speed. To go for from Bangalore, anyway your native place to Bangalore, suppose from Hoskote to Bangalore. Hoskote to Bangalore nearly takes 45 minutes to 1 hour if there is no traffic signals under them. If the traffic signal is there, that will takes more time. That is not a the same type of the reaction it comes at. That's only a speed, general speed. Here is the chemical reaction speed. How long does the chemical reaction takes to complete the reaction, or how long does the reactants completely converted into reactants? That's about the speed of the reaction. Here it is. The rate of reaction means, just you go for one equation, one proportionate equation. Rate of reaction is called change in concentration of the substance by time taken. Change in concentration of the substance by time taken. Here is a reaction we are studying. For example, if you go for the speed of the bus, the distance divided by time taken. Here is the reaction, the concentration of the reactant and the time taken. So very clear. Then about substance, in the sense what we are going to change here. Generally, you know, in a chemical reaction there are two sides are there. One is the reactants and the products. The reactants react together and gives rise to products. Here the reactants, what we are taking the reactants, they are losing the concentration and as they form the products. The products, the gaining the concentration, the increase in the concentration, but here in the reactants decrease in the concentration. Here is a decreases, but here is an increases. So that how the things are go for that in decreasing and increasing. Where it is it decreases? Decrease in the concentration of the reactants and increasing the reactants of the increasing the concentration of the products. Instead of the substance, you can take increase in the concentration of the reactant per time taken, or increasing the concentration of the products by time taken, or decrease in the concentration of the reactants by time taken. Just to remember, don't get confusion. Suppose if we take reactants, decrease in the concentration of the reactants per time taken. For products, increase in the concentration of the products per time taken. This is also can be noticed for the rate of reaction. Three ways you can define the rate of reaction: change in the concentration of the substance by time taken, or change in the concentration, that is a decrease in the concentration of the reactant per unit time, or increase in the concentration of the reactant per unit time. This is about the rate of reaction. I think you are clear about. You can take the general examples and then go for it. Just I told that one definition I am going to tell you, because in order to get in the definitions and learn that how to go through the definition points, then only you can come to know this is the knowledge based questions. Knowledge based. Then I come to that one. Units of rate of reaction, it is different. Skill is there. I don't touch this units of rate of reaction because it has to be written. Then you have to go for that one. The units is different. This is concentration is there. Then time. Concentration mole per liter, and then the time is seconds or hours it may comes. That I don't touch that point. And again I come to that one. The another content of that one, order of the reaction and the molecular of the reaction. What is meant by an order of reaction? And how do you go for that one, the order of reaction and the molecular of the reaction. So before learning that order of the reaction and the molecular of the reaction, just I come to that one concept, factors affecting or factors influencing the rate of reaction. I repeat, factors influencing the rate of reaction. This is very clear. So the very important examination oriented question it is, factors influencing the rate of reaction. That's about the first one is concentration of the reactants. As we told that when decrease in the concentration of the reactant but increase in the concentration of the products. So these things are go for decrease in the concentration of the reactant per unit time, increase in the concentration of the product per unit time. This is the rate of reaction. Here's on how do the concentration increases, because this is depend upon the first one is reactant, concentration of the reactant. If the concentration is more, then the products also getting the more concentration. And if the concentration is less, it takes time more, then it will be the slow reaction. So that's etc. Then the temperature. Temperature is also affects the rate of reaction. Then presence of catalyst. As you know the term catalyst, just to remember the three terms you should remember basically. You know catalyst. What is a catalyst? It is a substance which increases or decreases the rate of reaction. In any one substance, ಯಾವುದೊಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಬೈ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್. ಇಫ್ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ by the catalyst, that's called negative catalyst. If it stops a reaction, that's called catalytic poison, that neutralizes or the spoils a reaction, that's called catalytic poison. So this is about the catalyst word. Whenever you heard the word catalyst, you should remember these concepts. Then the nature of the reactants, whether the solid, liquid and the gas, depending upon the nature also the rate of reaction it affects or influences. Then the exposure to radiations. What's the meaning of exposure to radiations? When we expose to the light, sunlight, they can decolorize, they can get color, they can change their state. That is also helpful for that the rate of reaction. This is also one of them. For example, we learned that when in the last haloalkanes and haloarenes, naturally they are colorless. Haloalkanes, the lower members of the haloalkanes are naturally colorless. But when they are exposed to light, when they are exposed to air, that's the light falls on it, they can get the color, they impart the color. That is about the due to the radiations. So this is about the another thing. Then we covered that one, chemical kinetics, then rate of reaction, the factors affecting the rate of reaction, and how do we define the chemical kinetics, the rate of reaction in the three types, and the next one the factors influencing it. And in that one, catalyst is very important. And now we come to that the different of these, the first concept of that the factors influencing the rate of reaction, concentration. The concentration means here we should know the basic concept of the chemical kinetics, law of mass action. Dear students, if you study the law of mass action, it will come along with you if you study chemistry till your degree or master degree. It will be there along with you depending upon your subject. So law of mass action. What is meant by law of mass action? It is one of the chemical law. It is proved by the Norway scientists. There's two scientists are there, Goldberg and then the Peter Wage. Goldberg and Peter Wage both are combined together, and then they suggested one equation, that concentration, that reaction is called what? Law of mass action. The Norwegian scientists, two scientists, just your knowledge only you keep that word. They don't ask about the scientist name, they don't ask about the country name also. So here's an about what the two Norwegian scientists described one of the theory that's about the to suggest that the qualitative relationship between the rate of reaction and concentration. Qualitative relation. Quality, that's about the not a quantitative. Qualitative reaction. You know that one, qualitative and the quantitative. Quality in the sense the goodness, and the quantity means the amount. It's very clear. Dear students, I think you are following. If you have any doubt, just to tell me that the terms will be simplified further. And those who are learning that the terms are not apt for you, just to tell that one which term is not apt for you and which you do not understand. Then I come to that law of mass action. I think you're going very easily because I'm going giving some examples in the different way. I'm not going to teach the same directly the chemistry. I will come here and there, again that one the examples, and then go there, different examples. So here is a law of mass action. Law of mass action, what the law of mass action tell about? At a given temperature, the temperature will be constant. At a given temperature, the rate of reaction is directly proportional to. At a given temperature, please remember the students, if you go for that one, listen very clearly. If your listening is apt, you definitely score more. If your listening is not good, simply opening the online classes and sitting in front of the mobile and sitting in front of the TV and then the screen and other things, you never learn it. If you are opened online classes, just to have with your pen and pencil or a paper and a book, just write down, recall and recall, then write and write, then you will come. Otherwise it won't come. The hard work make you better in your learning process. If you do not understand, definitely you go through. It is a very easy concept. You are limited chapters. No need to worry about that one to learn chemistry. Those who are worrying about the chemistry, please come to me. Then I will get you very easy ways. Don't think that chemistry is very difficult. So then I come to that one. At a given temperature, what happens? The rate of a chemical reaction, we know that the rate of a chemical reaction is directly proportional to the product of the molar concentration of the reactant. Just to take that reactants, you have to take the molar concentration of the reactants. In the left hand side the reactant and the right hand side we are taking the products. At a constant temperature, the rate of reaction is directly proportional to the product means what are the two substances we are taking the reactants, we have to multiply the product of the reactants, product of the molar concentration of the reactants with the concentration terms rise to their power of respective coefficients in their balance. What about the coefficient? That you have to take the general equation. Just I explain myself. Consider a reaction. A plus B gives rise to C plus D. I think you are following. If you don't understand, just to write it. A plus B gives rise to C plus D. A plus B is the reactants and C plus D is the product. But when you write a law of mass action, you should have a coefficient for reactants A. What is the first reactant? A is there. Beside that, a small a, that is a coefficient of A. The number which comes under, or that the element which is comes under, that alphabet which is comes under. Instead of alphabet, you may get number. So that coefficient is called the coefficient of that number, the reaction coefficient. So the molar concentration and the concentration of the rising power, the respective coefficient of the balanced chemical equation. So you have to take that the coefficient of that one in a balanced chemical equation. That's called law of mass action. It will be very clearly know that one rate is equal to, what about that one, change in concentration per unit time, you know. Change in concentration per unit time, you know. Rate, we can say dx by dt. Dx by dt is proportional to, suppose if you are taken A and B, concentration of A into concentration of B. If the powers are, the coefficients are small a and small b, just put the power A to the power x. If suppose A is there, A to the power of small a, and B is there, B to the power of B. So that's about the what law of mass action. I think I've taken that much time for that simple. Then just I leave you, just I give a gap for you introduction, because the long process it does not make you to listen continuously. So I just conclude that one more concept, rate constant. What about the rate constant? Rate constant, it is from the law of mass action itself. So how that the rate constant will be there? Dx by dt is equal to K into A and B. We know that one. We have to write the product of the concentration terms, the molar concentration terms, capital A. Concentration means you put the bracket. For A is there, put bracket, both the sides, A and B. If the powers are raised to coefficients of the A and B, whatever that powers should be, both the concentration should be equal. The concentration of A should be equal to concentration of B. Then we can say rate constant. So what we should be, dx by dt is proportional to concentration of A to the power of A, small a, and concentration of B to the power of small b. If you remove the proportionality symbol, then you put a proportionality constant K. Dx by dt is equal to K into concentration of A to the rise to the power A and the concentration B rise to the power B. If both the concentration are same, 1, then it becomes K1 because all the concentrations get cancelled. Anything into 1 is an K. The K into 1 is K only. So dx by dt is equal to K. This is a rate constant. So just I tell you that the sum constant, this is one concept of the chemical kinetics. Just I go through that another concepts. First you recall these concepts and then be firm, be pakka, I think clear. Then I want to tell those who are studied in Kannada medium 10th standard also, ನೀವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬಹಳ ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾಗಿ ಈ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಓದಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಬರೀರಿ, ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ನಿಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮೋಟಿವ್ ಈಸ್ ದರ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್, ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ವೆಲ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್. ದೆನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ಯು. ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಸರಿ ಓದಿ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ 10th ಓದಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ನೀವೀಗ ಸೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಮಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸರಿ ಓದಿ ಬರೀರಿ. ಮೊದಲು ಅದನ್ನು ಓದಿ, ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ, ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈಗ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 1200 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದನ್ನು ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸನ್ನು. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸನ್ನು 100 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಸುಮಾರು ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸನ್ನು ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಿ. ಈಗ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬರೀ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿ. ಈಗ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಿರ್ಗಿ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಸಾಲಿಡ್ಸಿಂದ ತಿರ್ಗಿ ನೀವು ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಕ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಹ್ಯಾಲೋ ಆಲ್ಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಲೋನ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದು. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾಗಿ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಾಲಿಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ಸೇ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ದೆನ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಲೋ ಆಲ್ಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಲೋನ್ಸ್. ಹ್ಯಾಲೋ ಆಲ್ಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಲೋನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ. ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಈ ಪೀರಿಯಡು ಸಾಲಿಡ್ಸ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡು ಹ್ಯಾಲೋ ಆಲ್ಕೆನ್ಸ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಈ ಥರ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ. I think I may not get bored you, then about I may not get bore you, then about go for this lesson. If I want to tell that one, I will tell some other glimpses also. Then I continue this one. Thank you one and all.